what it ties into, not necessarily tied to a religion or a, cult following or mass belief.
But a creator, not one of Scripture's, something that created. Do you have any?
Like it.
Sorry, do you have any thoughts on what its attributes are? Like what it is besides creator?
I would say all-knowing, all-seeing, all-powerful. A great architect, if you will.
Why would it be all-knowing or all-seeing or even all-powerful?
Well, just because it's the assumption that it is or that they are a great architect that created all of humanity, all of the world, all of the universe. So that would be my assumption, is that they're also all-knowing and clairvoyant in that sense.
Fascinating. It's a lot of attributes to give to something based on creation. Why do you assume that anything created anything at all?
I think that the clear indicators of art in nature, in my opinion, are the dead giveaways.
What do you mean?
The trends that we notice in evolution, the way that certain plants form, the way that animals reproduce.
Art in nature.
What
does that mean?
What's that?
What is it?
So
you said
I think
art
that there's
in nature. I think there might be a delay.
Yeah, so I believe that there is a. No, you're fine. I believe that there's a creative background to a lot of the things we see in the world because of the trends that you can notice in just various plants and animals. I don't think that sporadically they could have came from nothing. And
what do you mean creative?
Like, for example, like the reproductive system amongst all animals. Now, I know it's different for various animals, but the general consensus seems to be that, you take a male animal and a female animal, and they're able to produce offspring. I think that is a creative idea. I don't think that was something that could have happened sporadically.
You don't think that's something that could have happened sporadically? What do you mean by sporadic?
Like people that would say they believe in like a big bang or just the sudden creation of the universe through a bunch of different cosmic means that were to create the universe.
You've described creation in a very particular way. I'm really curious. You said it's not of any religion, though.
No, I don't. It's not that I'm not willing to believe in a religion. I think it's just a little too closed-minded to be able to say, okay, this religion is responsible for this and this is true. I've tried, following Christianity at a young age. I've tried getting into Islam. I've tried getting into things like Buddhism, which I think goes a little bit more against the idea of a creator and more in line with reincarnation and a bunch of various different things. But I've come to I wouldn't say it's a conclusion, but like I said, I'm more of an agnostic, and I just believe that I don't know who they are. I don't know why they've put us here, but I do believe in a deity.
Why do you assume that it's a who with an intention that began things? Why do you assume that it is something with forethought?
Just because I don't think that something without thought would be able to conceive the world the way it is.
Why do you
in general,
think it conceived it? Like, why do you think it had to conceive of it for it to create it?
That's a good question. I would think, again, it goes back into the things that I think that are creative in the world, and they have creative, undertones to them.
Creative. What does creative mean? Is this the same as created? Or are you just saying things have sort of a kitschy uniqueness to them?
Yeah, that's what I mean. More so
Like it's artistic, or
yes,
it's
yeah,
in what
artistic.
way? So, I mean, are there things that are not artistic or not seemingly creative within existence?
Yeah, I think so. I personally think that almost everything we see in nature that comes naturally from the earth is very creative. Like, for example, the rings on a tree trunk that show the lifespan of a tree. I think that's a very creative thing. I don't
What
think
about
that it was
the
just something.
what about the nervous system of mammals? Is that creative?
I would say so. Yeah,
Have you ever
it's.
studied in depth the pathways of various nerves to
I haven't
see
with animals. I did go to college for exercise science, and we did quite a bit on human anatomy. But
human
as
anatomy?
for other
So,
animals, I
would you be familiar with the oh, I'm forgetting. I think it's the anterior recurrent laryngeal nerve.
no, I'm not familiar.
So, it would be the nerve that goes from your throat to your brain, your larynx, right? Laryngeal nerve. So it would go from your larynx to your brain by way of your aorta. It goes around your heart to get to your brain from your throat. Is
Right.
that creative? Is that something a god needed to plan out, or would it make more sense if we once were a smaller organism? Well, not we, but come from a smaller organism that wouldn't,
Well,
where
that's the
that would have
thing.
been a short path.
I definitely think I definitely don't want to discount evolution. I think we definitely did evolve. So yes, I do. But I'm speaking very vaguely and broadly because, like I said, being agnostic, I don't have any definites. I just, in my heart, I believe that because of what I see in nature and what I see with the world, that there has to be some kind of creator. There has to be
Has
some
to
kind of
be.
entity being. Yeah.
You can't see any other explanation without an intended designer designing things in a way that seem undesigned.
Yeah, I would say that if it were the case that there was multiple different ways of reproduction, things like that, I know that that's a lot of people's catch-all when it comes
I'm
to
sorry,
creation.
is
Um,
reproduction. Why is it that, I'm sorry, are you not familiar with asexual reproduction? Or pollination?
no, absolutely, I am like that. I know that
Is reproduction.
absolutely. I, yeah, no, absolutely. I'm not discounting those. I'm speaking specifically to the structure of mammals. Like,
So
I find
humans
it very unique
fuck.
that they all.
So humans fuck,
Right.
therefore God.
Say, that is a plain way to put it. Sure. Yes, in my opinion, yes.
So you like fucking, humans fuck. That seems like a god made it because you like it.
No, it's more so because I
Fucking.
there's beauty behind the creation of offspring, right? And I think that it was intentional. I don't think that I obviously believe that we have evolved from a smaller organism, absolutely. But I think that you know if I were to
Did the
speak very
smaller
vaguely,
organisms, like, was there a point in time where the smaller organisms that we evolved from didn't fuck?
um, I would say it's possible, absolutely, because I believe that uh, at the very beginning of Earth's creation, if we are not to go off of the typical Adam and Eve route of creationism, and I don't mean that as a blanket statement to say the Christian beginnings was the beginnings. I just mean a creationist beginning in general, or like a common belief. I would say that it's definitely possible, but I don't want to say that just because that's the case, that means we'd possibly have no creator. Maybe we are an experiment. Maybe we're here. I don't want no creator. Any questions I have? Yes.
It's great to have questions. It just seems though that you lead your questions with the assertion, the assumption that something created us because we fuck.
Absolutely. Give me just one moment. I'm sorry.
Well, at least he's honest about it.
Well, and he's mildly distracted, it sounds like, so I'll grant him that, but the timing was perfect. Good morning, Bree, and good morning anybody else who's just joining us. We are just seeing if anybody can question their beliefs, of course, so if you do have a belief in a god or God's higher power or anything like that, and you're capable of questioning that belief, then go ahead and request on up.
Anyways, where were we? So I was
saying that it sounds like you lead your questions about what, like you said, you have questions. And it sounds like you lead your questions with the assumption that there is a God because we fuck. And I throw that on, of course, for humor's sake. But because you assume that there is a God already, does that not close off your questions to only those that assume God?
I'm sorry about that. You make a good point. It is closing me off for me to sit here and just claim a belief. Like about that, and just creator. Or I didn't say this actually, so I'm going to start with this. I do believe there's a creator, but I'm not against the ideologies or food for thought to the possibility of there being none.
Up tomorrow and found that there was no reason to believe that any god or creator of any kind existed.
Possibility of there.
Up tomorrow, would it change the way you live your life or the way you treat people?
It probably wouldn't.
You say probably wouldn't?
Yeah.
Do you think if you found some reason to believe that there is a God, a creator that just, designed us to fuck and walked away, would that change your life in any dramatic way? Knowing there was a fuck happy God that made fuck happy people?
I'm sorry, the middle of what you said to me cut out. Could you say that one more time?
I was basically just saying if you found out that a God simply made us for sexual reproduction and then walked away, would that change the way you live your life then? If there was a God that just designed us to do that and left?
No, it wouldn't change the way I live my life.
And I think the last one of this is, do you have any reason to believe that the God you assume is there wants anything from you? Has any intentions towards how you should act?
Yeah, that's a good question. I genuinely don't know. And I think that's like the big overarching issue with being agnostic like I am, is like, it's just a matter of, I believe it. To sit here and claim any absolutes is just ignorant of me. And no matter how much I educate myself on scripture or religions, whether new, old, ancient, I think that there's a bunch of human interference in that. So because of that, it's hard for me to sit behind any firm belief and say, this is true. I just think, like I said earlier, that the possibility of a creator is very high. And I personally believe that there is a creator. Does that mean that there is a creator, though? No. I'm open-minded to the idea that I could be completely wrong, and that, like you said, we could have a creator, but that creator might not want anything to do with us or expect anything of us, and just kind of set us here to fuck and left us alone. So it's definitely a good food for thought.
Seems like a pervy kind of god, if that's the case.
Yeah.
I don't have any more questions for you, Leaves, but I don't know if Morgan's or Bats does. If either of you do, this is your opportunity before we move on to a new guest.
Thank you for picking my brain. I do appreciate it.
Appreciate you, Leaves.
At this
Go for it, Morgan.
No, I was just saying I don't have any questions.
Oh, do not. Well, appreciate you being up here, Leaves, and I hope that you keep asking questions. If you do find some more answers, bring them back to us. You know, we're going to want to question those as well.
Alrighty. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
You too. Take care.
Oop, I should have spoke faster.
Oh, you did have one.
Yeah, I was telling Morgan go first.
Sorry, Bats.
I'll get it next time. I'm out of practice.
Throw it out there. He can leave it as food
So
for
we can
thought.
probably still hear
Okay,
you.
I guess what I was wondering is if there is any kind of god, deity, higher power, creator out there, does that mean we have any responsibility to find them?
That's
Because
a great question.
if not, then there's no point in knowing, I guess.
What does knowing do? Or what does assuming you know do?
Well, assuming just makes an ass out of you and me.
There is that. It does do that. But maybe Nathaniel's got some belief that he can question. Hey, Nathaniel, can I get your age for TikTok TOS? And then again, Nathaniel might be asleep. That happens too. Appreciate you, of course. As I appreciate all of our sleepers. Thank you guys so much also for tapping the screen up to 45,000 times. That's a lot of taps. And I appreciate all of you that keep on tapping, because of course that's how we get across the FYP of anybody else who might have.
I did have a question for Bats based on the question she asked.
They. But go for it.
I apologize. That is entirely my fault.
Good. Is the question.
Does there have to be a point to information to know it?
I think information inherently has to be useful.
Why?
Or it's not information, it's just random words.
Are words not information, or?
No, words convey information, and unless they're not formulated in a sentence properly or in a legible way to understand, because I could say box formation and but if I say there's a box on the floor and there's a shoe in it, people understand what that means. So unless there's actual information, there's just words.
Sandwiches.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, sorry, I should have said there was a sandwich in the box. Yeah.
No, that's all right.
That's
Good,
it,
perfect. A sandwich by any other name is still a sandwich.
Still sandwich. Well, thank you.
Always a pleasure to answer questions. I like my brain being picked.
It's satisfying, isn't it?
It like scratches an itch. I can't scratch myself. I don't know.
Do you know that you have a soul's? Do not fear of death. It's illusion. Sorry, I almost gave you an article you didn't type. King of Universe.
I thought I didn't have a soul because I don't believe in it.
You have multiple souls. You have souls.
Oh, shit. How does that one work?
Do you know that you have souls?
I've been told I have multiple souls. I still don't believe it.
The forgotten history teaches us to be fear. But fear not, Jesus Christ conquered death and sin.
What the hell? What the helly?
King of Universe. How do we be fear? I am fear. That was too confident.
You just have to say it.
I can't do it.
Yes, it's got to be more hesitant, right? Fear. Fear.
Oh no! Don't stutter like that, Thrayle. No.
You just took us to Oz for a second there.
I didn't like that. When Dad's scared, I'm scared.
Rip book talk.
You know they're in here.
I have no idea what you're talking about. What's book talk?
If ever you wonder, they're probably your highest gifters.
That may be true. I don't know. I like to think that they're all deep thinkers.
Ignorance is bliss.
Shadow slays, doesn't fear. You're not fear, are you? Did you learn from history to be fear? No. That's not what Shadow learned.
He's in a perfect state of fearlessness. He is in his most vulnerable state at the moment.
It is absolutely fearless. Hello, Jay. Can I get your age for TikTok TOS?
I'm 19.
What year were you born?
2006.
And do you have a belief in a god or God's higher power or anything like that?
I believe in a God, yeah.
Which God do you believe in?
The Christian one.
Have you read your Bible from beginning to end?
Pretty much, yeah. I won't say I skimmed over some other parts, read other parts more in depth.
Do you believe the stories to be true and literal?
Not every story I believe to be literal. It depends on which book you're talking about.
Let's start with Genesis. Do you believe the six-day creation and Adam and Eve as the first two humans?
More agnostic on the idea, but I don't think we have to take to a belief on the 6-day creation.
You don't think you have to take it to a belief on the six-day creation, but what about Adam and Eve?
What about Adam and Eve? I believe they were real people, of course.
Do you believe they were the first two humans?
Well, yeah, I would say I believe that.
But the six-day creation, that doesn't matter if it's true or not.
No, I didn't say it doesn't matter if it's true. I really just personally don't have a care for if it's 6 days or a billion. Just simple as that. And I don't know.
I see. So it's about whether or not the days were days or God days.
Not necessarily God days. It just the days could be referring to more in general sense, like a time of period rather than an actual day. Or so it don't even have to be even that. It's
So
even
it's
supposed to mention a specific time.
so
Period.
the days don't matter as long as the order is true.
Generally speaking, yeah.
I see. What if the order from that story contradicted the order from Adam and Eve?
Order from what story? What's the two stories? Give me one story and then the second.
Right, Genesis 1 would be one story, and then Genesis 2.
Well, if they're two different stories, obviously there's a contradiction, but
Right, so do you see them as two different stories, or are they the same story told differently?
well, I think Genesis was composed of multiple authors, so I
see.
wouldn't be surprised if it was two different stories.
And that doesn't cause you to question anything later in the
Why
book.
would I have to question it?
It's fascinating because I wasn't quite done asking the question before you answered it. So, do you know what question you just retorted to without hearing?
What? What do you mean?
Are you here to debate or question your beliefs?
Whichever one you want. I'm just on the panel just to discuss with you.
Oh, so you just want to be up here. Well, read the prompt first. Think about if you can actually question your beliefs, and if you can, then request back up. But the way you responded to that question told me most everything I needed to know.
Oh, I knew everything at 19.
Well, he knows absolutely everything. He knows everything in the whole world. And yeah, as soon as I said, does that not cause you to question? I didn't even get the next word out. Anything
I knew everything.
cause you. But why should I? Why should I question? Because you're on a panel about questioning your beliefs. Read the screen. You clearly didn't read it before you came up here.
Patati's right.
He did. He was looking for a debate. I'm not here for a debate, but I am here to see if you can question your beliefs. And if you can question your beliefs, then go ahead and request on up. I'm not interested in disproving you or getting into some sort of competitive verbal pissing match. I really just want to know, can you question your belief? Some sort of you believe, and why do you believe it? And of course, I'll have other questions to follow. I really just can. The other question, he actually read the prompt this time. Or he scrolled on impatient. Most likely. Because I'm not debating him. There's another request. But I have yet to have a coherent conversation with this guest. Do we think it'll happen today?
Oh, did we pull the coin slot machines? What are our odds today?
I mean, I'm sure he's gone, scrolled on, ghosted by now, but
Today.
gone. He was worth a shot.
Is Disprove talking about Helen Keller?
Yes, it's apparently a thing
No, it's the pinball wizard, clearly.
Well, unlike most deities, there is proof Helen Keller existed. So I don't know if questioning that is a worthwhile belief to question. But if you do have a belief in something that is a bit harder to question, like God, higher power, supreme creator, or anything like that, we are curious to question your beliefs and to learn what it is you believe and why you believe what you believe.
I think the question around Helen Keller is not whether or not she existed. I don't want to fuel the fire, but it's on whether or not she had the disabilities that were purported. And I don't know, it might be a little bit of envy from those who would like to fly a plane themselves with a blindfold on or something.
I never understood ableistic envy. It always just baffled my mind why people were jealous of those with disabilities.
It's not something to be jealous of.
Right.
If you want to trade, if there's a way we can trade, I will gladly give up my disabilities.
Dude, right? You can have them, man. I don't want them. I want to just live, dude.
Disapprove doesn't doubt her disabilities, just the book, just the miracle worker.
Hello.
Hello, Disapprove. Can I get your age for TikTok TOS?
21.
Do you have a belief in a god or God's higher power or anything like that?
Oh, I came up here to explain my thing about Helen Keller. I didn't. Y'all seem kind of dry right now, so I figured I'd spice it up.
I see. So you were going to explain what it is you question about Helen Keller.
Yes. So I believe in all her disabilities. I believe she did the things she did, but I don't believe in the book that she wrote. I don't believe she actually perpetrated that book, like she actually put her own thoughts into that book. I think it was her translator that wrote that book.
Interesting.
Because if you've seen it, the book is like heavily political. How can somebody who can't really like follow politics write something political like that? I didn't mean the word perpetrated. That's just kind of what came out. But yeah.
How do you know that she didn't follow politics?
Well, because nothing else she did had anything to do with politics. And her translator, the person that translated the book itself, was very political at the time. And the book followed along her beliefs. Like the person that like translated and stuff, she translated it for Helen Keller. I believe that her translator, what am I trying to say? I believe her translator took her words out of context and put her own beliefs in the book and used Helen Keller's name to get the book out there.
So you don't think Helen Keller probably had her own political beliefs, whether or not they were influenced by her translator or not?
I believe that her own beliefs weren't the ones that were put in the book. I believe that it was heavily edited and that her own translator did it herself. Basically took like half of what she said and then put her own words into it. I don't know. I haven't specifically read the book. I read like a quick summary of it. I just don't see that. I don't see that happening.
Well, if you haven't read the book, maybe it'd be worthwhile to see if there is a consistency in the language, if it was written by one person, if it follows the way any other books she wrote or any books her translator might have wrote, you could probably look into it and actually find evidence whether or not your theory is correct.
Hey, like I said, I read a summary of it again.
She regularly published political essays in her name also.
Correct.
At different publications, the New York Times, the New York Call, and I can't see the other one from here. But yet letters and personal correspondence that indicated her political stances. She wasn't just political, she was considered a bit of a radical. She was very outspoken about her opinions.
Who, Helen Keller, the translator?
That might be a good question. It might be worth questioning how effective the translating was.
Like, I'm not questioning anything that she did. I believe she did, she did these great things. Like, she went, she learned, she flew a plane. I believe in all that because that stuff sounds cool. That sounds like something that'd be pretty cool. But I feel like the interpreter herself, when it came to the books and using her name and stuff, I feel like that was kind of biased.
Do you not think that the interpreter would have, verified what she was writing with Helen Keller to make sure that she agreed with it?
But how would they do that?
What do you mean?
Like, so how do I...
Are you asking about the intricacies of how the translator actually communicated back and forth with Helen?
I feel like if it was, I don't know, because you'd have to like see what she wrote to Helen to see what she told her specifically about what the book was about. Because I don't think Helen would have any way of knowing outside of her own interpreter of what was actually put into the book itself.
Sorry, wrong background. Go ahead, Beth.
Actually, I never really thought about it. Because I feel like she would have to have somebody with her,
How do you
like
read?
majority throughout the day, talking about politics to be able to form an educated opinion, to be able to write a whole book about it. So how long did she sit there and tell her about what's going on in politics for her to have an informed opinion on it enough to write a book?
How do blind people read? People read.
I didn't say she read.
How?
Oh, it's Braille.
Wow. Oh. Interesting.
Yeah, I knew that.
So it's not. So is it possible then that she maybe read books on her own, talked with other people, or interacted with them, and developed her own beliefs, whether or not they were influenced by her interpreter? I'm sure they were. A lot of times people are influenced by the people around them, but that doesn't mean they can't formulate their own beliefs. And I'm wondering do you believe she's capable of formulating those beliefs on her own, given the fact that she could interact with other people, read books, and had the ability to understand and comprehend the information she was given?
I don't think to a point where she'd be able to write a comprehensive book on the subject. I don't think that.
She was.
There's people nowadays who can read.
She was
and write.
highly proficient in multiple tactile systems, including Braille.
Who, Helen?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, didn't she invent it?
Did you say she invented it?
Yeah, didn't she have like her own form of like communication? I don't think she didn't invent Braille, but.
So if she had her own form of tactile communication, if she had multiple ways of communicating through touch, and then why would you think that she couldn't become informed on things?
I'm not saying she couldn't. I'm just saying she wouldn't be able to form a real opinion on it. Because there's people nowadays who have perfect health, can hear, can read, can write, can do all this stuff, and they're still not able to form a basic, fully educated
Right.
opinion on the thing.
Could
Shawty
you
must have been
imagine?
like 200 IQ or something.
Could you imagine being locked in your own mind for most of your life? You might form a lot of opinions and thoughts.
That brings up another question.
Right. It brings up
Does
a
she
lot of
hear
questions.
things with sound?
That's kind of what deaf means, is that she didn't disapprove. I think that maybe you should read a little bit more into this and not just rely on conspiracy videos and
Oh, this is how I get started.
assumption.
This is how I like find stuff to read.
Well, I think you might look deeper into it and see what she was actually capable of, and what isn't quite here, of course, for whatever it's worth, whatever the fuck we're talking about. If anybody's got a belief in a god or God's higher power or anything like that, and you are capable of questioning that belief, well, guess what? That is what the fuck we're talking about. Go ahead and request on up. We're not here to debate or argue or dogpile. We just want to know if you can question your beliefs, and if you can, then what is it you believe, and why do you believe it?
I would also highly recommend looking into the history of the society she grew up in at the time. That's so important.
I don't personally know the answers to any of the questions someone might have about Helen Keller. But yeah, there's a lot out there that you can research and actually look into without assuming something malicious or nefarious.
Or the majority of the information.
And you could read all the information and then decide if there's something malicious or nefarious there. If there's reason to believe it, but I didn't see any, at least on the topics he was bringing up.
Mm.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but it is a rabbit hole of whole big rabbit proportions. But it is interesting. I understand why it was brought up. If anybody does have a belief, though, in a god or God's higher power, or anything like that, and you're capable of questioning your beliefs, then go ahead and request up. No worries, Malia. I understand why you brought it up. It's definitely something emotionally notable and weighted. But yeah, I'm really curious to know if anybody's got a belief in a god, though. That's where I'm at. I want to know if they've got reasons to believe in a god, because that sure isn't one of them.
I will not be quoting Blazing Saddles on TikTok Live.
No, that's wise not to. would have been the night. I didn't get to question any beliefs from 11 to 3 like I normally do. I do have to spend part of the day today preparing for what's coming.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I can't stay live all day, and I'll have to get more sleep before going live again tonight. And I don't want to be late again.
We're at a point that we're just kind of camping out in the living room until this is done.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is there a lot of snow over the states right now?
There's a very scary looking.
Intense.
Yeah. There's a lot of snow in some of the northern places right now, and it's gonna hit the south soon.
And it's supposed to be coming my way this weekend as well. And living at elevation in what's not very far from, I think it's the 43rd parallel. I think. It usually exacerbates those kinds of weather systems.
Kazoo, I was late. Yep.
It is the last night live.
This is last night's live. I was 4 hours late. I slept way too long.
Well, maybe you needed it. You do go live a lot, and if you miss a witching hour here and there, I'm sure there'll be plenty of others to question beliefs. And if anyone in the comments wants to help boost the live and help bring in believers into this live, you can always hit that like button. There's live goals. Gifting the host always helps. And there's a repost button, a little arrow in the bottom right-hand corner.
I do like that little bottom right corner button because there's so many options there. You can repost it, you can add it to your story. Well, some of you can. I know I can only do that on one device. But you can also copy the link or share it with friends who might enjoy the live, or maybe they might even have the courage or curiosity to question their beliefs. Maybe. I admittedly have various quotes from Blazing Saddles going through my head, seeing if any of them are actually fit for TikTok Live, and I haven't found one yet.
Uh-huh. And that's why I chose to say what I said.
Hello, Dee Dee. Can I get your age for TikTok TOS? Dee Dee, did you mean to join? I'm gonna guess Dee Dee didn't mean to join. I'll send her right back on to Dexter's lab.
Omelette de fromage.
Didn't know the age, but I'm gonna guess.
Her into Dexter's lab, but I don't know. That one, barfing toaster, that might be the safest one.
Mm-hmm.
But if you keep going, I think it gets much, much, much worse.
I'm gonna have to look up Blazing Saddles because I don't think I know what it is. It sounds like a show or something.
It's a Mel Brooks movie. It's not very PC at all.
No, it's it's early 80s and or late 70s, and very obviously that humor.
However, from what I know, everyone involved in the film thought it was funny.
Yeah, Toaster, I just double checked to make sure I remembered the next line properly. And yeah, you can't say that next line.
Nope.
Yeah, if it was the 80s, I'm sure there was a lot of snowing going on there that made everybody feel very happy.
Yeah, probably a lot of that going on.
A lot of his movies are that way.
Well, that was the one that went like the farthest, but yeah, there's definitely some.
In the comments down if you want to take a peek at what was said.
Mm-hmm. It does it very loudly. Hey, G. Waltz, can I get your age for TikTok TOS?
35.
And do you have a belief in a god or gods, higher power, or anything like that?
I believe there is one God.
Interesting. I'm going to ask about that in just a moment, but I first have to thank Donna B, Inksomnia, Bats, Polly, Claire, and KD for helping with the goal. Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate you. You say, do you believe there's one God, G. Walt? Which God is that?
Well, the only God, the God that created all things through his living word.
You say that the God that created all things through his living word. What word are you talking about?
The word of God. People idolize the scripture in the Bible. They call that the word of God, but I call them Bible idolizers. Just because you can know every part of scripture and memorize all these verses, it doesn't mean you actually know the living word of God, which the scripture refers to, which actually created all things, you, I, the earth, everything we see and know.
So you say the word of God is separate from the scripture that people call the word.
100%.
Have you read this scripture?
Yes.
And to you, you say you could know it all, but you won't know the word of God.
Even Satan knows Bible verses and scripture.
Satan, who's Satan?
You know, Satan is the devil, and that's mentioned in the Bible.
Where?
I'm not playing your little games. You're here for views. You're not here for truth. You're here for views, likes, and comments. And
I'm actually not. Where we question beliefs. Do you see how it says, can you question your beliefs? What is your belief? Why do you believe? Be respectful. Are you doing any of that? Are you embodying the way your God says to give the reason for your faith and do so meekly and humbly or respectfully, however you translate that? Is that what you're pulling off right now? Because it seems like you're just here to, I don't know, meta commentary on the live and then run.
No, I think he just didn't get the answer he wanted from his AI.
Damn.
That's a shame. It's almost like your robot computer brain told you that we don't have an ulterior motive, and we're just asking what your belief is and why you believe it.
That was a fast crash out.
Well, when you externalize your brain like that, things tend to move a little bit quicker, I guess.
Yeah. He removed himself, by the way. I didn't touch that disconnect button at all.
I mean, you were actively speaking to him. I wouldn't have made that
Why
assumption.
would I do that? Yeah. Seemed kind of strange. Seemed kind of strange. Like a heretical apothecary or something. That kind of strange.
Yeah, like a skeletal apothecary that just curses and yells.
That's not real.
It's not real. Fake news.
Do apothecaries make potions? Isn't that right? They make like tinctures, potions, and salves,
Yeah, it's more like
balms,
yeah, that's kind of what it is. They
things
go
that
into
help.
yeah.
Things that help the fleshy parts.
I mean, obviously, it helps the people who have flesh. Those of us who don't have flesh, it doesn't. Do
So without flesh,
well, I mean, I'm not good at my job, so
He is, in fact, a skeleton.
if I couldn't keep myself alive, how am I supposed to keep?
I mean, in my mind, that would be the ultimate heresy of an apothecary. It's the
if you buy a bunch of potions from a guy and he has a heart attack in front of you, do you take the potions?
I take all the potions and the stock, then go back to town and then sell them all back to other people.
I see.
But not before taking anything he could use off of the unfortunate individual.
Yeah, like cash or something.
You gotta loot that body.
Thing.
And the stock.
But
yeah, like
my brain's telling me from that question.
Roll for a pocket check.
Roll for pocket check. What?
Would that be a D4?
Would that be a D4?
That would be a D20 to see how well you did it. Because there's things in prison pockets that maybe not everybody wants to go find.
Is this an investigation check? Do I get to add a modifier?
Yeah, you get to add investigation to it, or whatever the modifier is for that. Also determines on how far you want to go with your investigations. Like the wizard may want to go like the pocket deep, but the barbarian may want to go.
Just a quick pat down and then kick it. Yeah.
did you roll though?
Do you even roll though, bro?
Do I even roll?
Oof. Oof.
I
Why am I
dice
between you
right.
guys? No.
Excuse me, that is Thrayle. Thrayle is a skeleton who's always on a roll.
But the thing is, I want Thrayle's character to continuously and nonstop every 5 minutes do segues.
Is that in the deck of many things? Where did I pull that card from?
I hate the deck of many things so much.
I love Travis from Critical Role. Whenever he gets it, he's just so excited because he's just like chaos, and I just want to burn everything to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
He has no care of what is actually going on with it.
It's such an interest because like my reasoning behind disliking it, because I understand that it's supposed to shake things up, it's supposed to randomize things, it's supposed to take and give and blah 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 whatever. Anyways, but like it got really overused, and then like there were multiple decks being used, and I'm done. I'm tired.
It became a meme, is what it was, but it's fun.
Yeah.
If you think questioning your beliefs is fun, then go ahead and request on up. I mean, it is fun. It is. You should try it.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a belief in a god or gods, a higher power, or anything like that, and you're capable of questioning that belief, go ahead and request up. We're not here to debate or argue. I'm not here to fight. I don't care how broad your vocabulary is. If you can't communicate, then we probably won't get very far. But I do want to know, if you can question that belief, then what is it you believe? And why is it you believe?
And
Go ahead.
they do indirectly quote Blazing Saddles. Where are the believers at?
My believers.
Can we?
Sorry. If you have a belief in God, God's higher power, anything like that, now is the time to question whether you have to roll a d20 to get up here or whatever you have to do. Just find your way up here. There's a invite button. There's a request button down below. Yeah. So this is the place to question beliefs, not make Blazing Saddle jokes.
Maybe I'll stream Blazing Saddles in the Discord later.
Oh, please do. I really want to watch it now. It sounds so good.
I'm so there.
Absolutely. I'm not doing anything else.
Well, I've been sick in bed for the past 2 days, so I have a lot of stuff to catch up on. But Blazing Saddles is going to be on top of the list.
Happy to hear that you're doing better. Kazoo, D4 and D20, those are that's shorthand for different.
That's how many sides the dice have. So your D4 has 4 sides. It's shaped like a weird looking
pyramid.
That if you ever drop a D4, you'll never want to walk around your house without like really heavy boots again, because nothing is more painful.
It's worse than a Lego. It's worse than a Lego.
Legos. You don't want to step on a D4.
Yeah, I'd rather just break my leg, to be honest.
Improvised caltrops.
That is true. If you do keep your D4s in their own bag, you do have a bag of caltrops ready whenever you need them.
Mm-hmm. Or you can be real dumb like me and have very sharp dice and cut your foot open.
I got one that says it's a D20, and it's when you roll the 1 it says fuck, but then when you roll the 20 it says yeet. But if you have a belief in D20s and other dice, you should come up here and question that belief, as well as ones of gods. That wasn't that good. I tried. I'm not good at that.
It was a good effort.
Don't fucking patronize me. No, it wasn't.
D&D is another shorthand. I apologize. I realized that. Dungeons and Dragons. It's a tabletop fuck, I keep reverting to fucking abbreviations. Tabletop role-playing game made by Wizards of the Coast. And it is currently owned by, is it Hasbro?
Yeah, owned by Hasbro and distributed by Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one.
What if you believe Matt Mercer is God, says Witty? I mean...
So the truth?
At his table.
At his table, yeah.
Yeah.
He is awfully pretty.
Currently, I think at his table, Brennan Lee Mulligan is God.
No spoilers though, because I haven't watched any of them.
Zero spoilers. I didn't even finish campaign 3. I'm not
Same.
caught
I
up at
haven't
all.
finished campaign 3 either.
So I'm in the middle of I think I'm in the beginning part. I'm where Robbie just left.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, spoilers. I didn't
In
even.
the middle of.
Mm-hmm. Freaking dog, man.
But I do think Travis's best work is him playing Chetney. It's definitely his.
Mhm.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Interesting perspective.
I mean,
I'd like to pick your brain about that later.
I love Grog. Grog's definitely my favorite, but Chetney, you can see Chetney is a love child. That's where he's really shining.
I could see it, because Grog was his comfort zone.
Grog was
Word
what he
was-
thought people expected of him.
Yup.
Chetney is who he is.
Yup.
A short old man.
Well, and so, like, you can literally see a short old man. Man's like 6'3".
And he's beautiful. Travis Willingham is beautiful. I won't hear any slander about Travis Willingham anywhere.
No, never. But yeah, so you get Grog, where like he plays the character he thinks people like perceive him as, and that expect him to be. And then you get to Ford, where he's portraying something he's not, and then becomes his true self. And then now he's just, yeah, this is me.
Jenny Cockapee. Master everything.
I'm personally in love with Fern.
I do like Fern. Fern is probably like. I think this go around in campaign 3, everyone's definitely playing a really good.
It's because the lore has been established. Everything is set, and now they can just play.
Actually, Travis's wife. What is her name? I can't think of.
Laura Bailey.
Yeah, Laura. She's definitely had the best fun at playing.
Mm-hmm. I'm
And the
so
only
sorry.
way
I
out-
really tried to avoid it.
The only way out of this frozen hellscape is, of course, if anybody has a belief in a god or gods, higher power, or anything like that. Frozen hellscape. I'm gonna have to make more backgrounds for the weekend.
Yup. Can we get at least one with like an icicle hanging off of like the headphones or something? Or perhaps hanging from the what the fuck?
I might need more warm thoughts. We might just need to stay.
Stay on the warm side of things.
I think if I can scroll far enough, there's got to be one in here that's hell. Yeah, just hell. Let's just be in hell.
Just hell. Ah, yes. The
Look,
original
Jesus is
Peter.
with us in hell.
Wonderful. See, Jesus is always with you.
And so is Thor. And Blueberry Blakes. This little dragon on the side.
Mm-hmm. He's kind of cut off. He's hiding.
He's almost always there. There's a few of them that come up that don't have him there.
Mm-hmm. But if you have a belief in a god, gods, higher power, something like that, you can question that belief or have that belief questioned. Request up.
Squiggles, I may have to do something like that.
Yeah, if you could make a D&D prompt, I don't know how you would do it, but that'd be really cool.
Heretical should host it.
Huh?
Oh, I can't host.
Daddy, come on now.
You can't take everything from him, okay?
I'm a one-trick.
You have
pony,
to
apparently.
share, boys.
I think TikTok is big enough for all of us.
I don't think this town is big enough for the both of us. Yeah, well, I think this town is big enough for the both of us. What? I kind of like you.
I didn't scare away the believers, did I? Just because there's 2 skeletons up here doesn't mean it's a bad thing.
You did. You scared them all away. There's no more believers left. They all stopped believing or ran to hide with their
Well,
heads in the
everyone's in
sand.
a meeting right now. This is the morning lull.
They're all probably out getting the bread and milk to make bread and milk sandwiches for the store.
Yes.
The fuck is a bread and milk sandwich?
So have you?
Are you talking about grilled cheese?
Nope.
No, that's a grilled cheese. It's not bread and milk.
So one of the things that happens, at least has always happened up here, and I assume where Heretical is when a big storm comes in, everybody like rushes the grocery stores and buys out almost all of the milk and bread, because for whatever reason we can't go a couple of days without milk or bread in the house if we're going to be snowed in.
Wild.
So a common joke when a big storm comes in is, I've got my milk and bread, I'm good. Like I don't need.
The priorities are so interesting. In
Isn't that
Texas, it's
crazy?
water and toilet paper.
Huh. Interesting. Well, I guess with the pipes freezing and stuff like that, that makes sense. But toilet paper.
Well, toilet paper has a history for going a little bit MIA whenever there's an emergency. Look at what happened in 2020.
2020, I know. I'm curious, was that the same reaction during that period?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Huh.
bottled water and toilet paper.
Discord conversation. Anyways.
Mm-hmm. So in your neck of the woods, they make milk and bread sandwiches. In mine, what kind of sandwich is that?
It's a soup. It's a bread pudding.
Paper mache.
Yep.
It's not good, but people do it.
Well, I like cornbread milk, and cornbread is bread.
Is it, though?
It's in the name. You never had cornbread with milk on it?
I have.
I put butter on it, or honey, depending upon which direction I want to go.
Jalapenos.
Yeah, see, that would be the butter side. Buttered jalapeno cornbread sounds great.
I guess I watched too much Old Yeller growing up. They have cornbread with milk on it to eat, and that's what I ate.
I could imagine imagine it being like sort of having a sweetness to it. Maybe put some honey on it. Eat it like cereal.
Mm-hmm. I was
Yeah,
thinking almost like a grits or like a cornmeal mush kind of deal.
after you put the hot cornbread and the honey and the milk on top, it is like a cornmeal mush, but it's sweet, so it's good.
Sounds good, actually. I would try it.
If you
And
can try to question your beliefs in a God, God love to question that belief.
Magnus, that is. I mean, okay.
like, I don't believe in blasphemy, but that's blasphemy.
They do make caffeine pouches, you know, right? Like, those exist.
Yeah, they're not very good.
No, they're not, but they exist.
Forget-Me-Nots hasn't had cornbread in 7 years. Meanwhile, I have at least 4 cornbread muffins in my fridge right now. Sounds really good.
7 years.
Another interesting thing is to see like how corn is applied to like the culture of each state.
It's not a bad idea either, Kazu.
Interesting that you put it on top of the cornbread though.
Mm-hmm. Instead of a hot bowl of chili with cornbread broken up into it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what's really nice is to make chili in a cast iron, put the cornbread mix on top, put it in the oven, and then your cornbread and your chili all cook together.
Ooh, almost like a shepherd's pie?
Yeah.
Or like a pot pie, I guess? Literally. Oh shit.
It keeps everything in one pan and still tastes good.
I have things to look up.
We're getting corny in our off-topic rambling. Well, cornbready. If you've got a belief in a god or gods, higher power, or anything like that, then you could save us from this corny discussion just by requesting up and showing that you have the courage or the curiosity to question your beliefs. Right, and keep up. So I don't need to. The more we ponder on food, the more I'm gonna just want to end the live to eat so I can go to bed. And I've got things to do, like question beliefs and see if you can too.
Yeah, it's odd to not have somebody.
Not a single one of them can question. Well, I mean, that's not true. Many of them can question, but already have already done it, or do it every night. So I wonder if there's anybody new who scrolled on in from the FYP, wondering what this cornbread discussion really is getting at, and that is to see if you can question your beliefs. Whether it be a belief in a god or gods or a higher power or mermaid alien Jesus or something like that. If you've got one of those beliefs, then you can question it. Hit one of those boxes. I'm not looking to debate. I don't bite.
I have a question.
What's that?
How do you define a theistic belief that does not cleanly fit into any one particular, like, it's not really a dichotomy either, because it's not you either believe or you don't believe. What is it called when you maintain suspension of disbelief?
Isn't that just what truly agnosticism is? Well, not the fake agnosticism, but the real agnosticism.
True and fake agnosticism.
Well, people say, "Oh, I'm agnostic, but I believe in a God." Like, what?
Mm-hmm. So, and it's like, I'm at a point where, like, I have the belief that I have, but without just calling it, I'm a metatheist, because that just sounds disingenuous and fake.
That's when you make your own religion with blackjack and other things. So would it be like metaphysical agnostic? Meta-gnostic?
But so here's the thing is,
No, what?
but here's the thing is that it's not, I don't require
Voluntary epistemic bracketing.
voluntary epistemic bracketing.
Yeah, but Thrayle said. That's what I was going to say, but yeah, Thrayle said.
Sure. Temporarily suspending judgment about the truth or falsity of any topic while engaging with it.
But it's
or
not
an
a
experience.
temporary suspension is my issue. I don't temporarily suspend my belief or my disbelief. That is my belief, is the suspension of either.
Epistemic bracketing.
Just epistemic bracketing.
I mean, are you voluntarily doing it all the time?
I would say no, I'm not voluntarily doing it at all. That's just, it is, that's how I have come to perceive, or that's how I have come to understand my perception of the world and myself.
Whatever you are, it's metal as fuck.
I think epistemic bracketing kind of works, although it's more of an intentional practice within, like, say, when I'm questioning Magnus about the snowman Earth, I will ask him within the framework as though, like, as it appears, right? Rather than working the truth or the falsity of it.
Right.
Although sometimes the questions will lead us to a truth or
falsity,
a likelihood of the truth or falsity. But yeah, engaging with it as it appears rather than approaching it from a presumption of its
Correctness.
veracity.
Yeah.
Correctitude.
Correctitude.
Good morning, Magnus.
Good morning.
You missed it. Somebody referenced the ice wall earlier. And, I thought of you.
What did that pleb say?
That we were under a bubble on a flat plane.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He's one of those.
Among other bigoted opinions.
It's like
Yeah, there were a lot of other things layered in there. It's a big sandwich of weirdness.
I think like, I have my contentions with people that believe we're a flat Earth and ice wall because like they're so close to the truth. That's the frustrating part, right? They just need to look at it differently. You know, it's just simply put, like yes, there is an ice wall, but the ice wall is there to keep us out of and the things from the second Earth out of our Earth. It's not hard, people. Come on.
The second Earth. How many Earths are there?
3.
3.
It's a
Okay.
snowman shape.
Oh, a snowman. Okay.
Snowman. Yeah.
So what's the carrot nose? Is that a moon?
Mount Everest.
Fairly frosty, but like the shape of it is the shape in which you would, think of a snowman. At the top you have
Mount
our,
Everest, obviously.
yeah, you have our Earth, and then below us is Atlas, which is slightly bigger. Everything is like, it depends on your perception, right? For me, everything's about 2 inches to 2 feet bigger, give or take. And then below that Earth is the third Earth, and that's Bob, where everything is 3 times as large.
Stop the ride. I want to get off.
You don't have any questions about Bob?
Come on, Morgan.
Everything's 3 times as big.
Why is everything 3 times as big on Bob than it is on Atlas?
So
That's a wonderful question.
So, at the beginning of everything, right? There was so at the beginning of time, there were 2 primordial beings. There was a giant cosmic space flying turtle called Maturin. And Maturin is the reason why everything is the way it is. Now, since everything has a opposite. The opposite of Maturin is a primordial. Everything has a primordial being of chaos. And the primordial being of chaos saw Earth and decided to change it into the shape of the snowman. And this really upset Maturin. So Maturin banished it to a town in Maine, and that is where it has stayed since. And it does 27 years of chaos and carnage, and then it sleeps. So
A town.
I do have to ask, before we get to the town in Maine, did you say a primal being of chaos?
primordial. Yeah, primordial.
Primordial being of chaos.
Yeah.
Not a being.
Not like the food. Yeah, no, not like the food.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like a really old legume.
Yeah, no, a really old living like entity, creature. So it's more like a primordial entity.
But not like a lima bean or a ranch style bean.
Its true form is like we technically cannot perceive its true form. So if it wants to come to you as a lima bean, it can.
Perhaps a baked bean.
Birdford.
Mexican jumping bee moves. Does your belief in this being, primordial being, does it really have any Mexican jumping being? Really?
Yes, trust me, bro.
Trust me, bro. Oh yeah, that's irrefutable. Sorry.
I'm still stuck on this town in Maine. What town in Maine?
Mary Main.
Uh-huh.
With an E. Or was it A?
Yeah, yeah.
Was it E or an A? I forgot.
A. No, E.
A. E. E. One R.
Uh-huh. Interesting.
This entity has influence over this town as well, right? And there's a reason, like, there's very sparse like accounts of it actually, and it is a local legend. And a lot of times, like tragedies happen, and when these tragedies happen, it's usually towards the end of this, cycle, and then it goes to sleep for 27 years, and then rinse repeat. So
Why 27 years and not 28 or 26?
I mean, it could be more, it could be less. It's just what has been observed is every 27 years.
It's because it's divisible by 3 and 7.
6, 7.
I've been hearing that all day yesterday from my son. Thank you.
We come here to be adults, okay?
Sometimes it moonlights as a clown. It's a whole thing.
Is there a book about this?
I don't think so.
You should totally write a trilogy on it.
See, here's the thing, right? I am actually about to lead an expedition to Mary Main to capture this entity, so then we can use it to unlock the doors to the second Earth and then the third Earth. And we've raised the money for it, so we're about to, here soon we're going to, and I'm going to document all my findings.
You're welcome to come stay at the house if you need somewhere to go.
I will need a base of operations, so I appreciate that.
Oddly enough, I think this entity is more well documented than I think you realize.
What do you mean?
I think you should do some research, is what I mean.
Miss Morgan, I am a scholar, okay? So I have done my research. I have scoured Reddit and 4chan.
Oh dear.
I have done my research, okay?
May I recommend R. Stephen King?
I don't like that hack, okay? I'm glad someone finally fucking got it. I've been doing this for like a month and no one's gotten it.
I know. The second you said Maine, I clocked it. My driver's ed teacher was his adopted brother.
Oh, that's fucking wild, actually.
Isn't it? No, yeah.
I've been
trying to hide Dairy Maine behind an M.
If I said dairy, it would have given it away way too quickly.
Especially with Welcome to Dairy.
I know, that's where, because I made it up on the spot one day, and I was like, shit, how long can I keep this going? But I've been running with it for like over a month, not just on here, but other panels. And I had one person actually make a background about it. I was like, oh, fuck. But
That's so good.
it does, it's even funnier because Fenrir's son will now it's even from me onto other panels, and he'll be like, "You can't be talking about it," and then I'll be, "Oh shit," and I'll drop real quick.
That's amazing.
It started off with the snowman Earth, which actually is a thing. Like, there's people who actually do believe this, and it is a fun rabbit hole to go down. But it just like everything else when it comes to these weird things, it's just rooted in, anti-Semitic stuff. So that's where it's like, oh, it's not fun anymore.
Right? Because then it just gets fucking weird and gross. And not the fun kind of weird and gross.
And if you believe in the fun kind of weird and gross of gods or a god or goddesses or a big old god orgy, and you can question that belief, then go ahead and request on up. I'm not here to debate you or argue. I just want to know, if you can question your god orgy, then what is it that you really believe, and why do you believe it? You're welcome.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna drop because I need to go lay on my inversion table for a bit. So you guys have a good day.
You too.
Later, Magnus. Appreciate you, as always.
Have a good one, Magnus.
And don't forget to float when you get down there.
Because we all float up here. Well, this is odd.
That we're sitting here without a single believer to question.
Not a single one. Perhaps that is the problem. We need to be looking for married ones.
Ah, yes. Question the beliefs of married believers so we can put their marriage in strife by having them and their partner believe different things. That's kind of morbid.
Oh, I have that.
I sort of have that.
I think I have that too. Nothing wrong with believing different things. I just mean, like, if you already do believe the same thing and we question you out of it, is that what we should try to do? Are we striving to question believers with belief partners?
Perhaps.
Maybe it'd be best for like a couple questioning session so they could both formulate their beliefs at the same time.
Oh yeah,
We've tried that. It doesn't work.
Oh no, yeah.
Did you have the right background though? Did it have like hearts and skulls and all that, all in bats and?
I mean, yeah, we always have the skulls and stuff because that's kind of important.
Can a couple come up and question their belief, and then like you find out 2 weeks later that they actually divorced because of that?
Oh, that would be wild. No, I don't think that's happened. I don't know, though. Have to go back and find those couples and see if they're still coupled.
Well, if a few questions tear apart a person's whole marriage, I would venture to say there's probably other things going on before the questioning started.
Mm-hmm. Very likely.
And questioning doesn't inherently mean you have to reject your beliefs, more that you take a closer look at them, whether it's through asking how you formulated the beliefs, why you believe what you believe. It's a very fun process. If anyone in the comments wants to come up and try it out, we don't assume that your beliefs are wrong. We just want to understand them better. And one way to do that is to ask questions.
Maybe it's too quiet.
This should fix it.
Yeah, so that's gonna fix it.
That'll fix it. Hello, Zaya. Did you mean to be here?
She's not loaded all the way on my end.
Yeah, I also don't have her fully loaded on mine either.
I thought it was a little too quiet. I don't know if you meant to be here, Zaya, but I'll set you back down. Of course, you can request backup, but I am looking for a believer in a belief, like a god or God's higher power or anything like that, who can question that belief. And if that's you, if you can question what you believe, well, then go ahead and request on up. Otherwise, I'm going to have to prepare a poem that questions why all of you can't question.
Why do you think it is people fear that question? Like questioning the beliefs?
A lot of it comes back to basing your identity on the belief system that you follow, so that it becomes everything that you consider yourself to be. You are this, you are a believer in this thing, and that's who you are. So when asked if you can question that, it's like asking, can you question your own existence, your own self, your own worth?
It's unfortunate that that is an uncommon viewpoint or capability to have.
It is unfortunate. I think a lot of it is bound up in some kind of emotional discord dissonance. Something doesn't ring right with who you feel yourself to be, and someone offering to question that just feels like it rings that bell.
Mm.
And you want to unring it.
It's hard for me to not rationalize, but like understand the willingness to be so convicted. And I'm not sure why. Like, I understand like the concept of indoctrination and like how religion and belief, when brought together as a collective, can be not harmful, but like it can be a factor. Maybe it's just the conviction I'm not understanding.
Look who's back. Oh, never mind.
Psych.
Girl.
It's the quietest she's ever been.
I know.
Thrill. I'm not. I'm still recovering a little bit from being sick, and I wonder if you could please just go ahead and drop me. I'm still in the comments, and I appreciate being up here and stuff. I think I need to sit in the comments for a while.
Thank you so much, Bats, for being here. I appreciate you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Bats.
Appreciate you
I
guys.
feel better.
Thank you.
So, and here's where I guess lose the plot on my conception of conviction, because I see Mermaid Flipper's comment about it's about emotional and mental safety. I have been both emotionally and mentally unsafe before, but I've never been convicted that I can think of. I think that I can think of.
To that level, to the level of not questioning.
Yeah.
Did you ever feel contentment in your beliefs?
No, never.
I wonder if that's a difference. I wonder if some feel some kind of content.
Like that's enough kind of thing.
Good enough, yeah. And if it's good enough, why fix what ain't broke?
Don't
as many
fix what
might
ain't
say.
broke. Blah.
Hello, Holy Ghost. Can I get your age for TikTok TOS?
I'm 52.
And do you have a belief in a god or gods, higher power, or no?
No, Thrayle, I'm an atheist.
Okay. You're a little bit muffled. It's kind of hard to hear you, but can you tell me why it is you don't believe in a god?
Just because couldn't find evidence that would convince me otherwise after spending a portion of my life, a good portion of my life, as a very devout Catholic. Basically tortured in the faith, to be honest. When I stood back and looked at where my morals stood and where the church teaching stood, sort of familiarizing myself with both dogma and scripture, and just logical reasoning, I came to the conclusion that there isn't a God, and that it's a system of control that started off as a way to explain the things we couldn't explain.
We are hearing a lot of background noise there, Holy. But I
I'm afraid of that. I'm on the train.
you
So
actually
if it's
sound
too noisy,
better now. Yeah, we still hear the background,
good.
but your voice is at least coming through clearer. But I did hear
Okay.
what you said, that you studied it more, found logic, found that difficult to deal with, and also, sorry, my brain just kicked the last part of your statement out of my brain. It's like no more room. But my question would be, can you think of what might convince you that a God does exist?
For one to materialize in front of me and have evidence with them that proves that they are a God, not just some sort of being with extra powers beyond my own, but an actual
that might be?
God. One with the ability to create, one with omniscience, or as tough word this morning, to destroy.
And if this,
everything that
if this being appeared in front of you with whatever evidence convinced you, would you worship it?
no, have to give me a reason to worship it that isn't based on fear and punishment.
This is southbound limited train 404, making select stops.
That's all right. Yeah, mute for that. Don't want to tell everybody what train you're on.
I'll be closing here in a second, but it goes back, like, I've led a life where everybody else is controlled. All the things that is me.
No worries. I appreciate you muting for that one. Yeah, they don't let you sleep on that train.
Oh, this is just the commuter train. I mean, I don't mind people knowing who I am. It's a big city. So, I've been gaslit in faith and be obedient to
Caltrain
it.
is a proof of payment system. Please have your
You're probably going to keep getting interrupted, Holy, but that's okay. I actually want to refocus us a little bit, because I was asking what it would take to convince you, and if you would worship a God just for existing. It sounds like you're saying no. Of course,
I am
because
saying
of the history you had.
I am saying no.
You are saying no. So I'm
Yes.
curious, what kind of God would you want to worship, or what kind of God could earn your worship?
I think actually, but it might sound a little self-serving in this, but it would probably be one that aligns with my world and moral views on, humanity, and the way I personally treat people. Try to welcome people non-judgmentally until they can prove to me that they are not worthy of my time, I guess, put it that way. And it isn't based on like some sort of obedience blindly, because fear of punishment, a peaceful guarantee of some sort of guarantee of some great afterlife, which I don't believe in either. And just because there is a God doesn't mean that there's necessarily an afterlife anyway. Fear of there's necessarily an afterlife anyway. You have to prove that to me as well. So, that was a loud door. I don't necessarily. It's not that I have a problem with authority. It's got to prove its worth to me. I'm not just going to blindly obey something just because it looks like it has more power than me.
So if something aligned with your morals and something fit with what you intended or wanted, and helped you in ways, then you might then worship that God for.
Yeah, it doesn't even necessarily have to help me. I'm not asking for it to do something great for me, right? But if it was this great being that wanted to do things that aligned with who I am and how I view the world and people, and it wanted me to say thank you to it for doing, yeah, sure. But the moment it showed me something contrary to that, absolutely not.
Does it matter to you if a God exists or not? I don't know that I have any more questions for you, Holy Ghost, but I appreciate you coming up and answering the questions you did.
So in the morning, give a little while, but then I start my day. So
I'm glad you spend a little time with
you
us.
guys seemed a little quiet. I wanted to come up and say hi, and that I appreciate what you do. I make people be introspective about what they believe in, atheist or theist.
I appreciate that, Holy. And it sounds to me like you do question, but only so much as it matters to you, which it sounds like God doesn't really take too much priority or precedence, so why question it even until given a reason? Is that kind of
Pretty
your
much. Hang on.
attitude?
1 second. It's gonna be
It's
loud for like a minute. So I'll mute up. I'll be right back.
And while Holy's muted, this is a good time for me to thank everybody for 60,000 likes. It may not seem like our usual number this time of day, but we got a late start, so I'm still grateful for every single one of those taps. Thank you guys for tapping the screen, and of course for sharing the live. If you haven't already, you can always go down to the bent little arrow at the bottom, repost, or add to story, or just send it to a friend. See if maybe they have the courage or curiosity to question their beliefs. And if you've got one of those things, beliefs, like in a god, or thing like a god, or a mermaid, I guess, or a Sasquatch, kind of gray alien, whatever combination of thing you believe in, if you can question it, then go ahead and request up. I'm not looking for a debate or an argument. Oh, I see. We have two friends coming back, but one of them does have a wild belief.
So to get back to your prayer real quick, yeah, I find God to just be relevant to me. I've seen and experienced too much things in the name of God, to me personally, and to people I care about, to my people, as an Indigenous American, as a trans woman. I've I'd rather believe in people to take care of people and be good to each other than have to think that I have to do it because God wants me to or God wants me not to.
I appreciate you, Holy. Like I said, I don't have any more questions for you at the moment. I
You can drop me down. It's just going to be noisy.
Yeah, understandable, but I do appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming up and answering the questions.
Absolutely.
And
Thank you.
take care. I hope that you keep asking questions, and if you do come up with some more answers, well, then bring them back to us, and we'll definitely want to question those. Good morning, Zaya. I muted you.
Good
'Cause you came on
morning.
kind of loud.
My name is Zaya. I'm
Oh,
20,
thank you,
about to be
Zaya.
21, February
And
2nd.
do you have a belief in a god or gods, higher power, or anything like that?
I do.
Oh, you do?
Yep.
What is your belief, Zaya? What god
A
do you
cow.
believe in? I'm sorry.
Cows.
Your
Cows.
belief is in cows as gods.
Yes.
Are you Hindu?
Because a cow can be anything, you know? Be like, I want spaghetti. Got a cow. I want a hamburger. Got a cow. I want nachos. Got a cow. Cows can be anything. Cows can literally turn into anything. That's like God power right there.
Is this a food belief again?
Zaya, don't do this.
No, it's a belief, cause you know what? I feel like a lot of people don't put enough knowledge in their cows. Like you don't realize how much a cow could really like. All you need is one cow, and you'd be good for like a week. Like I promise you, like you could make it into so many
Oh,
dishes. Like people just don't realize.
we need to have a conversation about cows on the Discord, okay?
Wait, but it's a belief though, cause I actually believe in them.
You believe cows exist?
Yes, like it's a belief. Like they do exist. Like there's all kinds of cows too. That's the thing. Like, yeah.
I need you to explain why that is relevant to you believing in cow gods.
Well, hang on. It's not even cow gods. It's just cows can be anything.
Can be God or can be anything. So
Are they
Yeah.
actually? Are they actually?
Sorry about that.
Zaya, are they actually gods, or are you just saying you can turn them into a whole bunch of different foods?
I was just saying cows are gods because they can shape shift into different foods, and I think
Is
that's
that
like
shape
God power.
shifting? Is it shape shifting if they can't shift back again because they're, you know, dead and digested?
Is it
I gotta
shape-shifting if they can't do it themselves?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna continue this conversation. I gotta go to work, but I just wanted to spread the word of cows because a lot of people need to put
Jesus
more
Christ.
light on cows because I feel like cows are very underrated.
Zaya,
Like they need to listen.
Baby, you
It's
need
a
to go to
cow.
work.
have a good day at work.
All right,
I'll
you
check
guys too.
later.
Have faith in the cow.
Love you, Zaya.
Moving on, if you have a belief in a god or god's higher power or anything like that, you're capable of questioning your beliefs. Go ahead and request on up. I'm not here to
Chewing the
debate
cud,
you or
perhaps?
argue.
We're not trying to debate you or or tell you that you're wrong or convince you in any other belief. We just want to understand. God damn it.
Thank you, Zaya. I needed a good laugh. Thank you.
You can't unmute. Pourquoi?
He's broken.
Oops. Jesus.
The laughter has him.
He has been taken by the laughter.
But back to the topic. She deserved a what the fuck. I'm gonna have to put a cow in the what the fuck.
Hell yeah. I think there is one in one of them.
Oh, yes, there is. In one of the flat earth or the donut earth, I think.
Yeah.
There's a cow.
Congratulations, Zaya. You've earned the donut earth.
Well, there's an ox in that one. They're both kind of oxes, but kind of cows. Yeah.
Oh, is that Babe?
Yeah, it's supposed to be Paul Bunyan with Babe.
Oh. Same, but different.
We're both kind of Babe.
But different. Hi, Symbol.
Yeah, good morning to everybody joining us. We had a late start, so, well, normally, at least over the last week or so, I've been ending around this time. I've got some, what would you call it, energy, and I think we could keep going for at least another hour or so, maybe two. Who knows? All I do need though is for everybody to keep tapping the screen and maybe even share the live out if you haven't. And of course, almost as importantly as that, we're gonna need somebody with a belief. Now, it can be really just about any belief, but generally we're looking for something in the range of godlike or creator-esque or some kind of I guess we could go into the what mermaid, Sasquatch, alien, Jesus kind of stuff, but it's really just what do you believe and why do you believe it? And it's generally what the fuck we are talking about.
Cows.
And cows. When I change the what the fuck is God, which I'm definitely gonna do, because what the fuck are those? I should probably put a cow in there.
Concept that Zaya has, so.
It's true, and that way we are multi-inclusive.
See, we're inclusive as fuck.
I can't be entirely inclusive. There's one, if I'm being respectful at least, to a degree, I can't include.
I think what is it? What the fuck? It's asking me to invite you to your own live.
It has done that to me as well, which is...
Do it. Yeah, make sure you invite me. I need an invite so I can get here.
What do you mean Thrayle's not in the Batcolyte? Who are you? What have you done with the real Thrayle?
Who are you? What have you done with Thrayle? How dare you sit where he sat? I had a thought, but it was so odd to see Thrayle and then see another picture of Thrayle next to Morgan.
I'm surrounded by Thrayles. Thralinger's box.
Good morning, Symbol. How are you?
Symbol?
Did you mean to join us? I guess there might be either a mic problem or you didn't mean to join. And that's all right. But we do appreciate you. And of course you can request to come back up. I just set you down in case it was an accident. But,
Hi guys.
hello, Kev. Can you remind us your age for TikTok TOS?
42.
And do you have a belief in a god or gods, higher power, or anything like that?
Oh, I thought it was a different prompt when I come in. It said, "What the fuck is God?" So I was thinking in my head. I was thinking in my head that God is whatever man creates to deal with the struggles of life. But most people do not have the intelligence to create their own theories, so go with the major religions that have already been created over the space of thousands of years.
And you created your own theory, correct?
Well, yeah. I mean, I created my own kind of theory, but it turns out that I'm not the only one that had the same sort of theory, because that lady had the same sort of theory as I did, but she was using string theory instead of quantum mechanics. And also she viewed the universe as a being of love, where I don't think it has any sort of emotions or anything like that. I just think it is what it is.
Thank you, Katie, for the good morning. Good morning to you. So you said that lady. I'm sorry, were you just talking about the next guest up later that evening? The same. The other.
Anna or something like that, her name was. She was saying basically the same thing that I was saying, but she was saying more about the universe experiencing itself through love, and creating everyone through love, and having a more emotional take on it, where I don't think the universe has any sort of emotions.
So you're saying because you two had similar ideas, absent the emotional, which seemed, again, to be core to her beliefs and absent from yours. Apart from that, universe kind of just being everything and experiencing is kind of the same thing as you saying that the quantum field is the thing that shapes all matter, and it is somehow conscious.
Yes, yeah, basically. Or shared consciousness between everything that is conscious in the universe, because we can only theorize that we are the only thing in the universe, but mathematically that is ridiculous to say.
I got you, Kev. What the fuck is quantum?
Quantum is a unseen medium within the universe. Basically, it is the behavior of subatomic particles at the smallest scale. Well, actually, string theory is supposed to be at the smallest scale, and then it's quantum mechanics, just a bit above that. But it's like asking what oxygen is without science to know what oxygen is, if that makes any sense. It's like, does that make sense? Like, or should I say air, you know?
So you're saying quantum is the smallest thing before what you say might be the smallest thing according to string theory.
Yes.
That's even smaller.
Yes.
And that there's a field that permeates all. And to recap, because I've filled in a few blanks already. Before our previous conversation, it's something tied to this so that everyone knows why we're talking about it. You believe in quantum reincarnation.
Yes, that's right. I believe in the passover of knowledge through quantum consciousness, as if the act of being conscious itself is attached to a certain sort of quantum field. I mean, I can't explain it very well because it was an idea that I sort of thought up and then sort of researched, and it's actually an idea that is held by certain physicists. I mean, it's not mainstream by any means, but it's held by certain physicists. And I haven't researched a lot on it, so I need to do that. That's on me.
So you have a belief about something you feel is likely true that you, as a student of science, have not researched.
Yeah, because it's relatively new. It's not something that I've like gone deep into because I am an actual scientist working in the field. It's just something that I thought of over the space of a few months of my brain talking to itself. And then I looked it up to see if it was an actual thing. And yes, it turned out to be an actual thing. And I was like, oh, cool. My brain came up with stuff that's an actual thing. And then left it at that, basically, without bothering to delve too deep into it, if that makes any sense.
Your brain came up with a thing that is similar to something other brains came up with.
Yeah, exactly. And then I just thought, yeah, that's pretty cool. And then basically left it at that.
So you said you just thought it was pretty cool, but it is kind of now the belief that you're presenting that we've discussed over the last few.
Yeah, because like I was saying as soon as I joined, that religion itself, or what is God, is what people believe to deal with their life and the trials and tribulations that they experience through their life. And I see the comfort in having a belief in something, because then for every lecture that I watch, every time I write a page of my, doing my course, every time I read a book, or every time I learn something new, now in my worldview or my spiritual view, that is adding to my potential future self. So it's like saving in a bank, if that makes any sense. Every bit of knowledge is like I'm putting a £5 note in the bank, and it's accumulating, and that helps me get through whatever I might face in life. So yeah, it's nice to think something is real, even if that becomes the power of persuasion, on the human condition. You think something's so true that it becomes true only in your mind, because, it's unfalsifiable. You can't prove it either which way. So
you take comfort in just believing that you have an answer, whether that answer proves to be true or not, because it can confirm, in this case, an idea you already had, kind of making you feel bolstered in your intelligence and your creativity.
Yeah, definitely, because if you die and there's nothing, right? Because there's that saying, nothing ventured, nothing gained. So if I die and I wake up and I'm like one of these 2,500 children that say they remember some form of previous life, antidotal or not, yeah. But if I mean, yeah, then that's cool. I get proven right in some form or some sense. Or if I die and there's nothing, then there's nothing. So I'm not aware that there's anything. So it doesn't matter either which way. I just hope I don't wake up and all of a sudden I'm in heaven or hell, and I'll be like, damn, definitely bet the wrong horse in this one.
It's kind of like Pascal's wager. Here you're just kind of hoping that yours is the right one, and it's either this one or nothing. Or
yeah, and I'm invested in it.
But could have been any of the other heavens or hells that have ever been imagined.
Well, this is the thing. Heaven seems to exist on earth, doesn't it? I mean, if you have a loving family and you have good looks and you have a good job and you have money and you have love in your life and you have holidays and brilliant experiences, then that's heaven, isn't it? But you can be born and you can be abused and you can be beaten, ugly, you can be alone, isolated, have some form of disease or mental health condition. And that, to me, is hell. You know, so heaven and hell exists on earth. Well, so why would there need to be a heaven or a hell when you get all that here on earth? And that comes into the whole universe experience in itself, sort of jazz, because, you know, otherwise, why would someone be born to a life of hell, and why would someone be born to a life of, you know, potential heaven? If the universe isn't trying to experience every subjective experience.
So people being born into these hellish experiences are, in some level, wanting it.
Oh no, definitely not. Because the you know, they don't want it, but their subjective experience is brand new with every incarnation. That was the whole unpersonal thing. It's like the innate knowledge and certain, you know, traits might carry over, like epigenetics, for instance. But
why would
actual individuality doesn't actually pass over, because every life is new. So every life is shaped by subjective experience.
Why would any thing be carrying over from one life to the next?
I don't know. Why not? I mean, like, there's got to be some reason for child prodigies and, you know, people that, like, children that's, you know, artists and musicians and scientists and, you know, brilliant engineers and, you know, like my dad, he, as soon as he got his hands on an engine, that was it. It was like he'd done it his whole life. You know, and he hadn't done it his whole life. He literally just started, but it was like he was already, you know, had a diploma in it and everything else. And same with history as well. When it comes to history, like, he's a genius when it comes to history, if you can be a genius in history. But, you know, he's fantastic. You just name a person, he'll tell you exactly when they were born, what they did, what historical significance they played. Like, it's crazy. But then obviously you get a lot of people that don't really know anything. But I'm not also suggesting that it is potentially between human to human to human to human. I believe it could be anything. You know, you could die and be a dog. You could be a cat. And because there is so many different species of animals and so many different animals, you could have spent the last 1,000, 2,000 years just bouncing about the animal kingdom and not even have been a human.
But what is, like, why do you think there's any carryover at all?
Well, when you die, the last thing that dies is the brain, and it's still active for like 7 minutes, so I'm not entirely sure how many minutes, but they say that it replays all your memories. But what would the point in that be? You know, like it's nice to think that it's sort of uploading into that quantum, you know, conscious field thing that I was talking about, and that's why your brain is the last thing to die, and that's why they say it's replaying all your memories, like it's uploading them. Like,
so if the brain is instantly destroyed, then there's no upload.
yeah, maybe, potentially. So people that maybe get like shot in the head and like maybe, you know, they get to have a fresh consciousness completely and utterly, you know, no memory pass over, no information at all. I mean, that makes sense because, you know, the consciousness
What's passing over?
resides
I'm sorry, what's passing over though?
into the quantum conscious field. If consciousness is part of a, you know, a medium, a field, I mean, a field is the wrong term for it. It's like an ocean.
Consciousness is part of a medium or a field. Why would it take 7 minutes to upload?
Don't know. Perhaps the universe just likes the number, you know, the number 7.
I mean, isn't that just the number you kind of guessed at?
I think I heard it somewhere. I'm not specifically sure what number it is. I mean, but your question would be exactly the same if I said 6 minutes or 5 minutes or 3 minutes. You know, your question would be, why would it take that amount of time? And I would answer the same. Perhaps the universe likes it.
Why would it be a fixed number for every human?
Well, is it a fit? Oh, that's a good point. I should look it up before I say a, you know, a specific number. Absolutely see your point, and I am wondering if it is different between people or if they just say it's one specific number because that's how, you know, because they haven't measured every single person, have they? You know, they've only measured whenever it's been a study. And because obviously, I mean, how many people go, yeah, when I die, I want you to do an MRI on my brain and see how long it takes. So the study's only going to be a tiny proportion of, you know, people. So it is per person for every individual involved, you know, because they could have only done a small study on a very, very small, tiny percentage of people.
Where is this study at?
I don't know. I do not know. I just read or saw somewhere that the brain is the last thing that dies and it takes a certain amount of time for the brain to die, and that it apparently is playing your last memories. What would you put in? What would it be? Last thing that... Because I would like to know myself. Really, I should find these things out before saying them, shouldn't I? Die in the human body. That'd be it. Brainstem.
While he looks that up, thank you guys for 69,000 likes. Appreciate all that tapping. Of course, the more we tap, the more likely we'll come across the FYP of somebody who might be curious enough or courageous enough to question their beliefs. And if you have a belief in a god or gods, a higher power, or anything like that, you're capable of questioning that belief, then go ahead and request on up. Not here to debate or argue, just to see if you can question. And one more thing, I definitely got to make sure I thank Bats, Heretical Apothecary, Heather's Descent, Enki Pups, KD, and Cat DeWitch for helping us with that last goal. Thank you guys so much.
Life after death, there you go. Goes from seconds to minutes, counting up to 10 minutes or more in some cases. Yeah, so it's not a specific time. It could be seconds to minutes, with some studies occurring up to 10 minutes. Typically happens between 3 and 10 minutes. And that's, I don't know how many people, how many people the study is on. So, but it says that it's activity linked to memory and awareness. So, memory and awareness. But that's more of that confirmation bias stuff that you guys were talking about last time. Finding things that fit the theory and
ignoring the things that don't.
Yeah. The thing is, though, there's not a lot of stuff that doesn't, that is direct evidence against it. So there's the same amount of evidence for it as there is for Christianity or Islam, which is
there a good reason to believe either of those?
Absolutely not. I mean, God's a flipping maniac. If God exists, he is a psychopath. Like, honestly, like the whole deterministicness of God. I mean, it quite clearly says in the Bible 13 times that he is omnipotent, yeah? He knows the beginning and he knows the end. Well, in that case, when he made Adam and Eve, he already knew that Eve was going to eat from the fruit of knowledge, the tree of knowledge of good and evil. So what was the point in putting the tree there? What was the point in the serpent? And what was the point in punishing something he already knew was going to happen? Same with Job. He took everything from Job, but he already knew the outcome of the test before he even administered the test. Stupid. And people think, oh yeah, well he's trialing me, he's testing me. Well, he already knows the answers to the test in the first place. So why is he testing you? Like, are we just a Truman Show to him? Like, he already knows the outcome. It's like he throws the ball. He's calculated the trajectory and how far it's going to go, but he still throws it.
Kev, why does quantum reincarnation and a conscious quantum field matter to you? Why is that belief important?
Because of my life circumstances, I guess, and the fact that I have to find meaning in waking up every single day. Because if there's nothing, I might as well just experience the nothingness now, because it's a hell of a lot better than the reality of my situation. I do university and that. I am skint, literally. I've got the rent people like telling me that I need to pay all this money or I'm going to lose my home. I've got to go to court over council tax and I don't know what I'm going to tell them. My ex left me for the lodger and took my kids away and my home away and everything else. Like, because of my intelligence, or I'm blowing smoke up my own arse, I don't know, I sort of alienate people because I can't talk about everyday things because my mind doesn't exist in the everyday, the now. It's always living in the future, thinking about what's going to happen in 5-10 years. With Amy, what I was talking about, my AI system and all sorts of stuff. I don't focus on now, in opposite words. So I can't make friends or maintain relationships with people. So my belief gives me the inspiration to carry on, even though my emotional sort of mind is telling me to basically give up and not bother because it's all pointless anyway.
So you feel like this is the motivation, the drive, the thing that keeps you pulling forward, is the idea that there is another life waiting, something else that's going to be better than this one.
Not necessarily better, because like I said, I could wake up and I could be like a sunfish, for instance, and I can't see that life being great. Or I could be a female hyena and have to give birth through a flaccid penis. Like, so not necessarily better, but like I view that if I push myself to learn as much as I can with what time I have left, and I'm starting with, you know, the plasma physics and nuclear engineering because I want to work in that industry, but also I want to learn biochemistry, evolutionary genetics, neurology, psychology, I would say cosmology, but I absolutely hate the standard model. I mean, it's just does my head in. And then, you know, more about quantum fields and quantum mechanics and stuff like that. So I want to carry on learning, basically, until I die. My thing is constantly learning. But it's an to me, it's an investment in a possible future, even if I have to go through the animal kingdom for a bit to realize that possible future.
Yeah, let's slow it down. You've said a lot. Some of it made it hard to hear what you would say after, because we were still focused on what you had just said. Okay. Let's walk past the hyena in the room. For a moment, at least. So for you, just being something different, just having another existence, something else, kind of the roll of the dice is an excitement, something that helps drive you through this existence. Is that?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
And
Just
I
making
believe
sure
that's
I heard clearly past the very colorful examples given, because they were distracting.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. I was having a hard time not bursting out into laughter after the hyena.
It doesn't make any sense, does it? Especially if God is an intelligent designer. I mean, that has got to be one of the stupidest designs ever. Let's give the female hyena too much testosterone so it grows a penis, and then let's have the babies come out of that penis. Well done. It's like the snail and having its anus on the top of its head.
Right. It's a lot to have said once, and it's even more to have it repeated. Yeah, let's all rinse our mouths out after that one. But also, thank you, Kat DeWitch and Kira, for helping with the gift goal. Appreciate you both. So the roll of the dice is exciting for you, and it gives you something to be eager about, but also a reason to enjoy this life more to its fullest. Does it actually make you want to enjoy this life more to its fullest, or does it just placate the dark times that you inevitably get stuck with as an existent being?
To be fair, the idea of it being a roll of the dice kind of shits me up a bit, because I don't really want to be an animal necessarily. I mean, I'd definitely rather have some form of drive towards the knowledge that I have a drive in this existence for in my next existence. So that kind of scares me. But having the idea that the knowledge that I gain in this life will be useful in the next life will shape my desires to become something in my next life definitely excites me. I mean, obviously that's, you know, that's not a fact. Like, you know, I can't prove that, but the idea of it excites me.
It is. I feel you. I'm sorry I interrupted, but
Go ahead, Kezu. You got
I
a
feel you.
question for Kev?
I think that no, I do not. But Kev, you are a vivid storyteller. I'll tell you that.
Vivid is
A
a
lot of
word.
metaphor,
Oh,
and
I enjoyed it.
I also enjoyed it just because I also tend to speak in a lot of metaphor.
Me too. Yeah, I get his process. I mean, I get how he got there. You know, I get what the point he was trying to say. I think.
I understand a lot of where you went with it, Kev. I'm still, and the why. I mean, I understand fully. Sure, I understand why you think it goes through quantum fields, that the experiences we have could or even would be uploaded.
Because everything is in quantum mechanics, every bit of matter, every single particle, everything is made out of is associated with a quantum field. So every piece of energy, every neuron, every synapse, every part of your brain, every bit of your blood, every bit of your bone, everything has an associative quantum field. So why not? Because of superposition and quantum entanglement and the way that particles and everything else share information. So why not? Why not?
Why not? So you.
Why not?
I'm just not getting the why not part. Like, why would it be that there's if it's all entangled all the time, why would there be an upload period at the end? Like, why would there be a data dump all at once if instead of just always like streaming?
Perhaps that's the ultimate download into the next consciousness. Perhaps that's the final entanglement. Everything that's happening at that space in that time is entangled with another something that's able to have consciousness, and that's the bits that pass over. And that's why it's not an hour or 2 hours, because it's only the strong stuff that drives the knowledge, the accumulation of intelligence and everything else.
And if they look into this and find it to be a wholly internal process and no entangled particles are necessary to explain it, would you still hold that there's some other mechanism through which consciousness is transmitted? Like, is the idea of the reincarnation more important than having the science to explain?
I'm hoping by the time they've got the technology to do that, I can just download my consciousness into an AI system and live as an AI system, because that's centuries away for them to be able to actually track the entanglement of that many particles and that many atoms and find out exactly where they go and all that. That technology is beyond even Star Trek.
So you're saying that you hope that by the time they figure it out, that you'll have your consciousness uploaded. Doesn't the idea that you can upload your consciousness to an AI system kind of spit in the face of the reincarnation? Like, what will be reincarnated after that system goes?
Well, no, not really, because it's just cheating the death part, isn't it? Really, it's skipping the biological, And it's something I've thought about loads, like using the Neuralink chips to upload part of your sort of conscious by mapping your brain over the space of years, decades, whatever it might be, to mimic some form of conscious sort of, if consciousness is like a fingerprint, but it's not, because MRI scans show that it changes between like moods and everything else. So I've kind of given up on the idea of transferring consciousness to an AI system. Yeah. Yeah, like I say, my brain is a beautiful mad thing.
Kev, I feel like we could sit here and drown in some of this too long. So I'd like to go ahead and move on to a new guest, but I do want to see if anybody else had a question. I feel like we to a new guest. If Morgan and Heretical are even awake.
I'm awake. I don't think I have any questions.
Sorry if I sent anyone to sleep.
No, that's why a lot of people come here anyways.
Appreciate you. I think there's a lot still there to question, and I feel like every time I do ask one, we're going to end up in a new rabbit hole or an animal attraction.
Interesting comment.
Hello, Brad. Can I get your age for TikTok TOS?
Hi, I'm Brad. I'm 22 years old.
And do you have a belief? Congratulations. Do you have a belief in a god or gods, higher power, or anything like that?
I believe in the egg theory.
You believe in the story written by Andy Weir?
Yeah. Pretty fairly much. It makes sense. So,
You believe in egg theory. So,
yes.
this story, as told by Andy Weir, created to be the least objectionable afterlife.
You live everything. You live through everything. It connects to the other theory that I live by.
Are you drunk, Brad?
Butterfly. No, I am not.
You were going to say butterfly effect.
Yep.
Butterfly effect and egg theory. Why do you believe the egg theory, Brad?
Because
Have you read The Egg?
there's 1,000 lives that are not to be born, and there is 10,000. No, I have not.
Holy shit.
For I am dyslexic.
So when I ask a Christian if they've read the Bible and they say no, I haven't, I completely understand for a lot of them if they, just don't give a shit, because it's a big, big book. But the egg is like 1 page long or 2 pages. So why haven't you read The Egg?
For I am dyslexic and I cannot read.
You cannot read it.
Reading one page takes you, what, 10 seconds? 20 seconds? Reading one page takes me close enough to 30. Because my eyes constantly change around on themselves.
So you believe the egg, but you couldn't spare 30 seconds to read it? It does take a little longer, I'll give you that. Depends on how slow or how fast you're reading. Are you reading to
Hold on.
say you read it, or are you reading to process it,
Hold
or
on
are you
for
reading
like
it to perform it? There's different reasons people read things. But, Brad, why
3/4 of a second.
Why haven't you read the egg?
I believe in the egg theory. So everything lives everything's lives. And that stems from the Norse mythology.
I'm sorry, what?
So Odin said to live 1,000 lives. Right? That's where I am taking it from. I have slightly my own beliefs behind this. Odin says to live 1,000 lives, right? That's where my egg theory comes from. I have to live 1,000 lives. And compile it and compile it and compile it until I'm worthy of being.
Why Odin though? Why not another being? Why Odin?
Because he's the god among gods. The first of the first.
What about deities that were before Odin?
He killed them.
Not
They
all.
may be potentially living among us right now, type of thing.
Okay.
Get me?
Yeah.
It's fairly discombobulated.
Yeah, you got that right.
I'll say that much for free.
How have you heard of the egg if you haven't read it?
I listen to the Bible, like as Audible, through Audible. Someone else reading it to me, basically. I listened to the Bible. And then I got bored of that because too many chapters and dumbass life stories to go behind that shit. And then it's just popped up. It said the egg theory. Everyone lives through the entirety of someone else's life. And then when you're done, you're reborn. And you're reborn, and you're reborn, and you're reborn until you live them all, basically.
And then what happens?
And then, poof.
And then
You're
poof,
done.
you're done.
Permanently.
You're done permanently. So you just made up your own ending.
Or you repeat it, or fucking who knows what happens.
Oh, because you didn't read the story. If you read the story, it had an ending.
I haven't read it. That's what I'm confused about. How did this theory come up?
Have you read it?
Yes, I've read it on this live before. It's been nearly a year, but yeah, it's not long. It takes like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. How depends on how dramatic you want to be about it.
So is basically everyone lives everyone else's lives, and then it continues forever
And then
and
what
ever
continues?
Where did you
until
encounter the egg theory?
a random hippie while I was living down in Agnes Waters, Queensland.
So this is something someone told you about.
Pretty fairly muchly, yes.
Pretty fairly muchly.
Mm-hmm. But I also did learn a couple other interesting tricks, such as astral projection.
What is astral projection?
Where you're able to send your soul outside your body to go interact with other beings.
What's a soul?
The soul is your core.
What do you mean by core?
It's it's the electricity that flies through your body. That's your soul.
The electricity that flies through your body? Fires through your body?
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
I'm not an expert in this. Not by any means. I'm just
pretty fairly muchly.
Yeah, just pretty fairly muchly. I know somewhat vaguely, fairly muchly.
Oop. If you've got a phone call or got a notification, we can't hear you.
No. Yeah. So, the way that I understand it is, everything is energy. And the electrical impulses through everything flow through your body. Word for word what a very tripped out fucking hippie chick was telling me. I was too. But, anyway. Electricity is everything. So, the way you feel electricity through and without is distorted, and you can learn how to control it and rah rah rah. I've never learned how to control it. She did. It was weird. But that's where I learned the egg theory from. Yeah. I'm sounding more and more like a dumbass the more I speak. A dumbass.
Stupid. Might not know much about the theory itself. So, if you do believe in it, don't you want to know all about it?
I'd love to learn.
Well, you said you do believe in it, right, Brad? Mm-hmm.
I believe in...
When you came on here, do you remember what you said that you believed in?
Yeah, I believe in the egg theory.
Okay.
Everyone lives each other's lives.
Okay, so how do we do...
That's basic egg theory.
How do you get to live other people's lives, in your opinion, of the theory?
So I think the way it works is, personally,
Brad. Lost you, Brad.
Hold on. I'm having a thought.
Well, come on, man. You got to think hardly, I suppose. Alright.
Did somebody kick him?
I don't think so.
Right. Was I mean?
I mean, maybe a little, but not
Was I?
No, you're
I
good.
should not speak. I speak too directly at people, and it comes off as rude. And I'm sorry.
No, you're good. No, you're good. And really, you're fine.
I'll shut my mouth. And I'm sorry.
No. Hi, Philly.
That maybe he'll come back.
Hello.
Thrayle.
Hello.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm 39.
And do you have a belief in a god, gods, a higher power, or something else like that?
Higher power. Yeah, I mean, I believe that gods are words. I believe the words have power. I believe they describe things that are real. I believe they're reflections of truth that people live. I don't believe that they're necessarily accurate as depicted, but I do think that they reflect a real phenomenological experience that people have.
An experience people have, or entities that exist?
In the same sense that we have like personal identities, which are, crystallizations of behavior. I think that, egregoric entities do exist in that way. They are self-fulfilling, self-propelling, conscious entities that just live distributed on the minds of multiple brains rather than isolated on a single node.
Are they actually self-fulfilling and self-propelling if the believers and imaginers of those entities imagine them in different ways? Or is it just them using a shared lexicon?
I think depends on the angle you're looking at it from. Oh,
Mark
yeah.
you.
That I'm wrong to continue to. Concepts, I guess.
Describe the
Drawn or
wave.
whatever.
What does that mean for an observer to collapse a wave?
So I think, based on my understanding of it, I would say that it simply means that you are like, you're not fitting into that like moment where like, I don't know. Let me give me a sec.
Let's talk
It's
about
almost
it in relation to quantum physics for just a moment. What is the observer collapsing the wave from? Like, what is that reference? I said